back with a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at FLORGES with Trailblaze. I've been gone all day, so very sorry that this video is A, late, and B, the only video for today. Usually I have two, but today it's only one, which I guess is okay. We're only going to have the Ultra League and the Scroll Cup currently available as well. You know what? I'm even scared for the next, even more scared for the next week, because we have Master League and a Scroll Cup. I have a little bit of, some teams I kind of still want to showcase anyway for both Ultra League as well as the Scroll Cup. I haven't done any of my battles today though, so yeah, I still have to do more gameplay, but again, for today, we're only going to have one video, which I guess is once in a while fine. I still have an upload streak of, I think, like 3 years at this point or something like this, where I upload at least one video every day, and this will not break. I think it's even more than 3 years at this point. Like, I think I started doing YouTube series. I think it's like around 4 years nearly. But yeah, you have definitely quite a lot of days now where I've been uploading constantly. And so today I don't really want to fail it. But again, sorry that's late and sorry that I only have one video for today. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. We're going to take a look now at the team. We're going to have a very simple team that is really, really good. I actually did like around 5 sets with this team total yesterday, and this team was so good. I only had positive sets as far as I know. I am quite high up in the elo range as well now. I dropped down with a team that I had before as well, a little bit with the last set that I did. With this team here, I'm currently at 2,444, and I think I started somewhere at 2,300 with this team. And this is kind of showcasing on how good this team is. I had, I think, only positive sets with this one, and FLORGES was a really good Pokemon. Honestly, FLORGES was surprisingly strong for the Open Ultra League, and also surprisingly bulky. I did not expect that at all, but this Pokemon is something I can really recommend you to build. And you're going to see it in today's video as well. Like, FLORGES is going to have so much play, especially thanks to the new move Trailblaze on this Pokemon, which allows it to boost and allows it to destroy especially water-type Pokemon, which helps out a ton. Moving on to the next opponent. We won't have a lot of battles still here today as well. Like, I couldn't, of course, put in every battle, as we had quite a lot of battles with this team here. And this team was honestly super strong. But yeah, you're gonna see most of the battles I did with this team still. A lot of them were very fast as well, because you had actually quite a lot of pressure with this team as well. Especially with like Talonflame. A lot of times you have like very hard winning matchups, and if you can lock in opponents into those matchups, for example here where we have Melamar against our fairy type Pokemon, Melamar has nothing that they can redo here. That's going to of course allow us to have a great time here, where we're going to be able to just go for the no shield as well. It's going to be fine. It's going to be the superpower from the opponent. We're going to be able to go for the full farm. Now we have here a boosted FLORGES up against the Weezing, where we knew already that we would have a very tough time. And we're going to be able to go still for a Moonblast and put them basically at half health, which is such a good thing for this Pokemon. Like, the energy gain is crazy. With the recent buff of Fairy Wind and also now Trailblaze's Pokemon really kind of shines now on the new meta, and that's really nice to see. Of course, Weezing is the most common Pokemon that you encounter in the Open Ultra League currently, so better be prepared. We're going to have 2 solid answers with Talonflame as well as the Lapras with it. And that definitely helps out, of course, with the issue that we have with Weezing against the FLORGES. So yeah, basically a lot of times Weezing is going to rather swap into my Lapras, thinking that they can avoid the Talonflame, but then at the end of the day they would have had a great matchup against my Fairy type. But here we're going to have Pangoro, and I make a mistake here in this battle. I should have went for a Flame Charge or a Fly, because it would have allowed me to just get the shield already. And as you're gonna see here, they can go for the close combat. I can still survive it, but if I got rid of the shield here, I would have been fine. Like this, they are going to be able to still outspeed me, and I lose this battle here, and I didn't need to lose this battle, which is kind of sad, because yeah, if I just went for the fly before I stopped out, I would have been fine. Turns out the game is just going to end here for whatever reason. It is never going to go further than this, and we of course have a loss there. I don't know if we would have even survived it if it was just Night Slash. We most likely would have. If it's close combat, I'm not sure, but we will never know, and we can move on basically to the next battle now. That just still happens. It is mad, yeah. There's actually something that happens quite often recently, which I don't really know why, but it's the thing again where the game just freezes. I've seen this like I think 5 times in the last week, which is definitely quite a bit, is it? Yeah, I would say that's quite a bit. So yeah, it can be a bit difficult. But anyway, we're going to see the fly coming through. That's going to be okay for us. We're going to be able to just let the move go through here as well. It's going to be the Body Slam, which you can take. We just need to use a shield on the first move of the Gastron, just in case they have Water Pulse. We don't really want to get surprised by that one. That's why we decided to use a shield here. We're going to see here the Drapion coming in, and that's totally fine. We know that we're going to have a bit of a difficult matchup with our Fairy type Pokemon against this Poison type, even though it's not that bad either, because the charge moves, they have to go for Awkward Tail if they run it, or Sludge Bomb if they run it. We see here they have Awkward Tails, they're not running Sludge Bomb because they have a Drapion has to have Crunch basically on it. You're going to be able to get the shield here for the opponent. We have the Drapion coming in here up against our Lapras, and Lapras can just go for a Skull Bash. We can take 2 crunches minimum, maybe even 3, depends on if we're gonna get a debuff here or not, especially with the Skull Bash boost. We would definitely be able to take another one after this one if we don't get debuffed. Crunch coming through, we don't get the debuff on us, which is gonna be great because Skull Bash is now going to connect against the Drapion. And with this, one of the hardest answers to Florges is gonna be gone, just to reveal the actual hardest answer to Florges, which is going to be the Wheezing. But we still get a Sparkling Aria off, and that kind of makes me hopeful because I try to catch a move here as well. This is going to be the Brutal Swing, and we're gonna swap out into the Florges, and I think this might be range for the Moonblast, and it is going to be a CMP tie. Funnily enough, we lose this, which means Florges has more bulk than Galarian Wheezing, which I didn't expect, but they're running Brutal Swing and Overheat. They don't run Sludge. We will still swipe the Sludge anyway, so we will win no matter what, but this is going to be it, and we can move on to the next opponent. Galarian Wheezing here, and we will see the Lapras coming in as well. We're gonna try our best to go for a Fly here soon, but as we will see, we're gonna have to use a shield here first. It's going to be the Sparkling Aria, and we have a Fly coming in now. This is going to allow us to do some solid damage. It is going to get the shield from the opponent. We can swap out of here. We tried to swap out of here in time, and actually I was kind of confused that I wasn't allowed to swap here in time because I thought that I would be able to still outspeed them. But for the next one, I still should be able to swap before the opponent can get to their move. So hopefully we can catch the hit. But as you will see here, Fly is coming through. We're gonna swap out here now, catch the move. That is going to be perfect. Sparkling Aria is going to land up against our Lapras. We can go for the full farm run against them as well. And they swap out into the Gastrodon, which is interesting because we would have had actually a great answer in the back here with the Gastrodon. For the Gastrodon, which is going to be the Florges with the grass type coverage that we have on it. But Lapras still does a solid job here. I just hope that there's going to be another Pokemon in the back where I can use my Florges against. But as you see here, the Body Slam from the opponent is still coming through. I hope they still survive it. I'm not too sure. I am going to be able to survive with just 1 HP. I can go for the full farm run here with my Talonflame. I have 100 energy here flat. Let's see what's coming in. It is going to be another water type. It's another water type. It's going to be the Lapras. Do they have a triple water team? So far, 2 water type Pokemon there. Would be really good for a Trailblaze user. And no, they don't. They have a Wheezing in the back, which makes it all a bit more awkward. Yeah, there would have been 2 great targets for our Florges, and now we end up with the worst possible matchup. But do I care? Not really. Why? Because we have still the Sparkling Aria. This is not going to be enough to knock them out, but with the 1 HP that we were able to swap out here, we are going to be able to put them into range where even a Trailblaze should be easily enough to knock them out. And now we see how much a Shadow Sludge is gonna do here. Stab, super effective, but it is not going to be enough to knock us out. They will never knock us out in 1 Sludge, and this is going to be perfect as you're going to be able to get DKO now, and we can move on to the next opponent. Steelix. Steelix is going to be the Helix. No, not really. That's just a snake. A snake? Yeah, this is a snake. We're going to see here that this is going to be a very neutral matchup. We have super effective coverage, but they have super effective coverage. And so, yeah, it is going to be a bit of a tricky one, but you should be able to survive this one. Like you always win this in the 0 and 1 shield scenario, I think. You just don't win this in the 2 shields. So, yeah, as we will see here, we're going to use a shield there. It's going to be the Psychic Fangs. We can go for another charge move. And if they want to use a shield, which I actually hope they do, we're going to be in a solid spot. And they decide to use a shield. Why did I say I hope they do that? Because I think I have a great chance here to boost myself up with the Florges and just hopefully steamroll the opponent later on with a shield and energy advantage and, of course, damage advantage thanks to the attack drop. I let the move go through, thinking it's going to be very likely just the Psychic Fangs. It is going to be just the Psychic Fangs. And we can knock out these Steelix. And now we have some energy, and we have a Golisopod coming in, and we have a boosted Stab Moonblast from a Florges here, which is going to do so much damage, get the attack drop, and the Mana Burst just decides to forfeit. Drag Algae, the Algae that dragging. We're going to be able to swap out here. We're going to see the Moltres coming in. We have not a great matchup here because guess what? We don't run Ice Beam. They have Ancient Power, and that is not going to be a good matchup for me. But I can go for 1 Sparkling Aria. And let's see how this is going to go. We're going to be able to get the shield from the opponent. We're going to have the Skull Bash coming in as well. This is going to allow us to get some nice damage in here. It's going to allow us to get them really, really low. We will see here as well that we are going to be able to just go ahead and go back into our Yeah, Talonflame, I should have got a free fast move in here, which would have been great because I would have got a lot of damage in here, but this is the game that we play currently. I honestly would have been most likely a big change for this matchup because, I don't know, like I would have been able to get them very, very low now. Brave Bird coming through, and they have their own Talonflame. And with this point, like, this game is gonna be over. We just literally got hardwalled from the get-go, but also, we still gotta try our best, and it is kind of annoying on how much inconsistency there is currently in the game with the recent PvP update or whatever. Like, since the last update, I feel like it's a little bit worse. But just keep in mind, we have them very low here. I could swap out of here. Okay, at this point, I don't know if I would have had a fly start already, because I would have gotten a free fast move in, but at the end of the day, we're going to be able to catch the move. They're going to swap out into the Dragalge here. And we actually have a solid spot still to win this battle, as long as they don't have Sludge Bomb. Great job, me. And we can move on to the next opponent. Grumpig. Grumpig is going to be an interesting one. We're going to be able to just go ahead and stay in here, go for the Flame Charge, let the shield the move up. That's totally fine. It is going to be the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is coming through. We can go for a Flame Charge now. And I think in the 2-shield scenario, this is going to be a very solid matchup for us. So let's see on how this is going to go. They swap out into the Drapion. I will take that. I will gladly take this, actually, because I can go for a Fly. And this will force the opponent to use a shield here. And we can swap out into our Lapras. And we can get rid of one of the Pokemon here. That can be a bit problematic for our FLORGES, so I am hopeful that there might be even another Dark-type Pokemon in the back, because there could be like kind of something like a Pangoro or something in the back here, because a lot of times Drapion gets used as like the Dark-type to bait out the Pokemon that are good against Dark-types, because there's a Pangoro, because you have a lot of like typing advantages thanks to the Poison typing. And so yeah, Pangoro does not enjoy FLORGES, and the opponent kind of decides to forfeit here quite fast. Weezing is going to be next. Let's see on how this is gonna go. We're going to have here the Weezing up against our Talonflame. We are going to be able to go for the no shield as well. This is going to be a Sludge. This is going to be a Flame Charge. This is going to allow us here to boost ourselves up. And we're going to have a very solid matchup here, generally speaking. But actually, since the Sludge buff, this matchup is not as ideal as it was before. Previously, you were running Brutal Swing, which is not the strongest move, especially non-stab. Overheat or Play Rough, and both of them would have been resisted. And so now with the change of Sludge, you actually have a stab neutral move that does a lot of damage against Talonflame. So that's going to be a bit of an awkward one. You know what's not going to be an awkward one is the matchup against the Primate, because we have a perfect answer here in the back with the FLORGES. FLORGES is going to be a great Pokemon for us to have, as this is going to allow us now to just go into this Pokemon, see what they have in the back. I just need to go for the Grass type move here as well. Like, they're gonna be already in range for the Trailblaze, and I don't need to even worry about the matchup now with my Lapras, because Lapras doesn't need to go up against it. We can go for the Trailblaze, knock them out, and in the back it's going to be a Virizion, which we can definitely take. Typhlosion in the lead is going to be a bit of a tricky matchup. Let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to decide to go for a Fly here. This Fly is going to be very, very nice for us, because it's going to allow us to get the shield. And let's see, I think I can still survive one Thunder Punch, and I'm going to bank on that this is going to be the case by letting this move go through. Because if you take a look at our team is really weak to Typhlosion, and I'm going to use a shield now against Spawn because I know that I have to. I tried to swap out directly afterwards to see me healing onto the Lapras, but luckily the opponent makes a big mistake by not using a shield. If they would have just tried to invest into this Pokemon, we would have been kind of really bad positioned, because then they would have had the Malamar against our Lapras, which Malamar really destroys, and the FLORGES against whatever they have in the back. Let's see what's going to be. They decide to stay in here, and so we can go for a big hit, and by them staying in here, they're very likely going to be weak to Fairy-type Pokemon, and yes, they are. Next up, we're going to see here the Swampert in the lead. That's going to be the last battle as well for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed again. Sorry for only one and a delayed video today. But we're going to have a battle here against one of the people that also hit quite often rank 1 in the world, where we showcase the team quite often. They actually DM me a lot of times the teams as well with that, which is really nice. So thanks so much to Juanio here. Really appreciate it. Very, very talented battler, but is he going to be strong enough to beat our team here with FLORGES? Let's find out together. We will see here the Scalbash going to collect here against the opponent's Lapras, which is going to be very important, because I like the damage, I need the damage, and I want the damage, as we see the sparkling area coming through. They go into the Talonflame. Yes, I do, because I want to use a shield and get... Oh, wait, I don't want to use a shield. I want to use my FLORGES, and that is exactly what I'm going to do here. Thinking that I might have some solid play against that Swampert with the Trailblaze. This is going to be an interesting one. I expect a Sludge, but they don't have Sludge. They're going to have most likely the Earthquake if they go for the Hydro Cannon here. As you can see here, Trailblaze is going to connect, going to be able to do a ton of damage, and they have the Drapion in the back, which means we're gonna be in a very tough spot, right? Not really. Well, we can use a Trailblaze, we can use a shield, and if it's a Sludge Bomb, they take quite long to get there. And I don't know if they know my counts, and I expected them to swap out. I can still swap out myself, and with this, I can go for the fly. If they use a shield here, I think this game is over. I have a Moonblast, and they use a shield. I think it would have been better for them to let them move through. I think a Moonblast does way more damage than a fly, but of course, they could have also expected a Brave Bird, which I don't have, but I have a Moonblast, and with this is going to be it. This is barely going to be not enough, but we can go for the full farm run in time, and this can do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.